Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League Taiwan Kaohsiung Pro Bikini results with an absolutely stunning top 5. All of these women looked incredible. Now, in terms of Olympia, of course, last year's top 3 are automatically qualified, and then it's the winner of any of these open division contests within the qualification period who also gets to go. So there are no points for 2nd through 5th. It is only the winner. And the date for that qualification period ending is coming up. As the summer goes on, we are having so many shows every weekend, and there won't be that many opportunities left to qualify. So it's very exciting to see a new athlete added to the list. All right, so let's take a look at the scorecard. In first place, Sol. Second, Jibin. Third, Wendy. Fourth, Yume. And fifth, Elum. And in the scores themselves, it was very even, a clear win for Sol. So here's Elum in 5th place. Wow, she looks absolutely beautiful. First of all, the color of that suit is so pretty, that powdery periwinkle blue. It's absolutely stunning on her body with the complexion, the color of her skin, the tan, her hair, the makeup, but also just really pretty with the backdrop. I think she definitely thought about it, and it was a beautiful choice. I love it. Very unique. You don't see this color very often on the pro stage. In terms of her physique, I think she's gorgeous. I really like her upper body and the width she has from her lat to her delt. I think she really gets that beautiful triangular shape in the upper body. I do wish that her hair was off her shoulder here so that we could see the back delt. Just from what I'm seeing in this photo, it almost seems like this shoulder is lower than this one, like there's a slant towards the ground going this way. So I would be really careful about that, just to make sure that those shoulders are level, really be big in that upper body, create that gorgeous overall shape, and don't have anything hiding it. So that's one suggestion with the delt here. Make sure I see that beautiful roundness to balance with the symmetry of the eye for this side. I think she's got a really beautiful curve to her back and a nice size and curve to the glute. I love that it's just a pure round shape right from the strap of her suit to her hamstrings. She also has really nice size in her legs, great curvy hamstrings. Like, everything is beautiful, really nice small waist. But I do feel that the oblique is a bit distracting. Maybe it's just because there's a bit of rib, and then the rib just kind of continues on into the line of the oblique, and the hand is so far in front of her belly button that I'm kind of losing the torso and the abs themselves, and I'm just focusing on this line down her side. I don't know if that's just a posing thing, if she could make the oblique a little less prominent, show off some of the ab definition a bit more, because she has an absolutely amazing midsection. Her waist is super small, but I think a little more softness in that line would match more and balance out the softness that we see elsewhere on her body. She clearly has beautiful definition, but to me, this is just a little bit overpowering. But I think she looks stunning, and a 5th place was really, really impressive. Okay, next in 4th is Yume. Beautiful. So first thing I'm drawn to after our last competitor is her midsection. It's just flat, smooth. The oblique is a beautiful, sharp line, but it's not overpowering to her torso. Just a really small waist. Lovely. I like this definition she has here in her hip. I think she's got a nice outline of her quad. A little more narrow in her upper body, so you don't get as much of that triangular shape. She is posing quite straight on to the judges, which I think is good because it'll make the shoulders as wide as possible. But I wonder if she couldn't go even more, if she couldn't get this shoulder a little further back, pull this one a little tiny bit more forward, but leave everything else the same. Keep the angle of her belly button, keep the legs, just to try to get as much width showing in the upper body and create that real big ratio between upper and middle, and then back to the lower, very wide in the lower body. So just, I would try, or I mean, a little more size onto the delts wouldn't hurt either. But I think overall, the conditioning looks beautiful. The dark suit is really lovely. It's very elegant. Her skin tone looks nice. Her hair is off her shoulders, so you see her delts. She looks very smooth, very tight. I love her quad sweeps. So overall, I think she also looks tremendous. Okay, third place, Wendy. Beautiful conditioning. That's the first thing I noticed was her leg and all of that definition coming through in the quad. A lot of detail by the teardrop, that line coming right up her leg, right to her suit. Great groove down her hip, nice outlining of the quad here. Beautiful midsection with a nice line in the oblique and more detail than we've seen yet in the abs, which I think looks really nice. That little bit of a six-pack showing through. And check out those arms. Gorgeous definition in the arm muscles. I think overall she really has some nice size. Beautiful wide lat, and that triangle shape really shines through. She's got big hamstrings, nice full size in the quads. The sweeps look round. She's got a good size to her glute, but I wish there was a little bit more of that curved in shape at the bottom where the glute and the hamstring come together. The line is very smooth when you're looking at the glute coming into the hamstring. And maybe she could just twist a little more in the hip or play with the placement of her foot to really try to show off that shape on the bottom. But I think that would be really beautiful to create a little bit more of a difference between the bottom of the glute and the beginning of the hamstring. The other thing I would do would be to let this arm fall a little bit more straight down rather than out to the side. I don't think she needs to be this far out. All it's doing is drawing my eye this way rather than keeping my eye within her silhouette at that beautiful hourglass shape. It's adding more width to her overall stance. So my eye is kind of going from this hand to this to the elbow. I want to just keep things a little bit more within her actual frame. But conditioning looks great. Her overall size looks beautiful. The suit is lovely, particularly with the backdrop. I think she looks awesome. All right, now in second place is Jibin. I love how beautifully defined her abs are. She's got really nice six-pack definition. The oblique is super clear but nice and smooth. This really nice straight line. Great groove in her hip here. A little bit of definition poking through on the back leg. Not as crazy as our last athlete. I don't think she has quite as much size in the legs. Perhaps she could have a little bit more fullness to the quad sweep. And I think she could even have a little bit more roundness here to the top part of her glute. But I really like the bottom where her glute and her hamstring come together. She's got a really clear difference between the glute and the hamstring. And I love it. That shape right in here looks fabulous. Beautiful balance with the delts. I think it's lined up really nicely, the edge of her delt and the edge of her glute, so that hourglass really shines through. She's not the widest on this stage in this top 5, but her proportions look really nice. You definitely see a really lovely hourglass shape in the way she's posing. Her shoulders look really nice and level. Maybe, though, she could play around with the placement of this hand, like maybe try the knuckles facing forward, play around with the placement of the hand on her waist, just to try to maintain a little bit more curve in this delt compared to this one. I see a lot more of that roundness here than I'm seeing in that side. But otherwise, I think she looks really good. I love how open and bright her face is. You really are drawn to her eyes and her smile. There's no hair covering her upper body or her cheeks or her forehead or anything. She's just beautiful, open, bright, stunning, and shining. I think she looks really, really gorgeous. Now in first place is Saul, who looks amazing. She's got really good conditioning. There's a lot of detail coming through in her leg. This line in her quad looks awesome. Great groove in the glute, really impressive oblique, nice flatness with a bit of six-pack definition coming through in her abs, and super wide in her upper body. That triangle is clear as day. Nice height onto the shoulder here. I think she also could just try really hard, play with the placement of this hand and the wrist to really try to maintain a bit more of that balance between this shoulder and this shoulder, keep them level, keep both of them round. To me, this shoulder is shining a little bit more clearly than this one, but overall, just the dark tan, the beautiful gloss and sheen she has highlighting all of these amazing muscles, the definition, and her overall width, the narrow stomach, and the beautiful shape to the glute. I really like where the glute and the hamstring come together, this dip at the bottom, and nice size in the legs too. Like, she really nails it. The red suit isn't my favorite. I think it could be brighter. Just with the tone of her skin, I'm not having that much of a pop, but it could just be the photo. It could look completely different in real life, and I really like that her lips are a very beautiful complementary shade to the suit. So overall, I think she looks stunning. The tan is such a rich color. It looks really good. Okay, so everybody's side by side. Sol stands out to me because of her detail, the conditioning in the legs. I think she's posing really nicely to really show off this back leg in particular, and also just the curves and the width. I really see that triangle shape in her upper body, and her glute looks tremendous. Nice size, nice shape. I think Yumi beside her could have a little bit more of that curve, like a smooth round shape when you compare her to Sol. Wendy, beautiful size, nice detail as well. Maybe not as much of that triangle shape. Her midsection doesn't look as flat and smooth as the way Sol is posing. Jibin, definitely a little more narrow in her upper body. Same with Yume when you compare her to first, third, and fifth, who have a little bit more width in their upper bodies, but she's got a really beautiful curve. I love the line coming down the bottom, coming down her leg here. Fifth place, gorgeous overall shape. I definitely notice the tininess of her midsection and that really nice S curve. Lovely shape in her glute. But Sol to me is standing so beautifully. Her delts look great. Her lat looks great. Midsection, really a lot of detail coming through in her back leg. That stands out to me when you compare her with the rest. And then from behind, wow, Sol maintains a lot of fullness in her glutes. I think she's got a gorgeous round shape at the top and the sides, and her tie-ins are really nice. They're wide, they're full, they're really like 3D and pumped out. I think they're beautifully outlined, and then not too much detail coming down the back of her legs. I think fifth place perhaps has a little too much definition into the hamstrings. She looks almost striated in the top of her glutes, but really impressive size. Fourth place, I'm noticing those delts. It looks really fabulous. Nice small waist. Perhaps a little more sharpness into the tie-ins would be nice. Just a tiny bit more detail. Wendy, I think, could have had a bit more fullness in her glutes. She's not quite as round and really curved in the glutes as we're seeing on Sol or Jibin. And Jibin, my goodness, what a triangle shape she gets from behind. Definitely eye-catching in this back pose. You notice a lot of width in her upper body compared to her lower body, and beautiful curves to the inside of her legs as well. So I think she does particularly well in her back pose, but Sol kind of just has it from all angles. Great conditioning, beautiful shape, nice curves, nice small waist, and overall just a gorgeous hourglass figure. And of course, in terms of Olympia, there she is, qualified. Now, there are a few more recaps coming from last weekend and more this weekend. So make sure you subscribe, give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm on Instagram at turquoise toffee.